One character right now that a lot of people are really interested in for Star Wars Episode 9 has all to do with the character of General Leia, portrayed by Carrie Fisher. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people are just really curious about is exactly how J.J. Abrams and crew will be adding in the character of Leia into Star Wars Episode 9, and exactly what it's going to feel like. What is the tone going to be like when it comes to Leia being inserted into Star Wars Episode 9 by use of old footage from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and just today, all thanks to Good Morning America, they actually got to talk with Todd Fisher, Carrie Fisher's brother, and he was able to talk a little bit about Star Wars Episode 9 and exactly how the fans are going to feel when it comes to the character of Leia in the overall story. And this is honestly great news. Now, this is what Todd Fisher had to say. So, it goes over how there's a lot of minutes of footage. I don't mean just outtakes, Todd Fisher said. This is unused, new content that could be woven into the storyline. That's what's going to give everybody such a great kick. It's going to look like it was meant to be, like it was shot yesterday. We're not allowed to talk about the details of anything, he added, but we're thrilled at what's been done. Fisher says, as his sister built an entertainment legacy, she faced many struggles, including mental illness and drug addiction. And he goes on to say, and yet he said she was able to be such a shining light and was able to create such beautiful words and great art in every discipline she put her mind to. I love it when people stand up and tell me how much they admired her and how much inspiration she was to them. So this is honestly great news when it comes to the character of General Leia being portrayed by Carrie Fisher in Episode 9. Now, notice how he says this toward the very ending. This is unused, new content that could be woven into the storyline. That's what's going to give everybody such a great kick. It's going to look like it was meant to be, like it was shot yesterday. So it is going to look like it is brand new footage for Episode 9. Now, a lot of you guys may be wondering what's really going on here. Well, this actually means that in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, there were full-fledged scenes that were shot that were never actually inserted into the finalized version of the movie. And on top of all of this, they are going to be using some scenes from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and will be cutting the character of Leia out and inserting her into different environments, interacting with some of the new characters and the sequel trilogy characters for Episode 9. So, I really am very interested in what Todd Fisher had to say. By the way, the full story is linked below in the description. Very interesting read for sure. And I will say, when we look at the character of Leia, we do know that originally in Episode 9 by Colin Trevorrow, she was really going to be quite the prominent character. You know, the whole entire format of the sequels were basically Han was to be the main character in 7 as far as legacy characters go. Luke was going to be the main character in 8, in which he was, as far as legacy characters go. And the same one was going to go as follows in Episode 9 with the character of Leia. Now, originally, Colin was going to do something very special between both Luke and Leia, and it has been said before that J.J. Abrams has actually transferred some elements from the original script into his script for Episode 9, so hopefully that special moment between both Luke and Leia stays intact. Maybe a Force Ghost appearance in front of Leia, perhaps? Quite possible. Now, the other thing that I do want to go over is Carrie Fisher, right? We do know that they will be CGIing her outfit in some of the scenes for Episode 9. And what this actually means is they won't necessarily be changing her face by CGI, but they're going to be changing her outfit, her uniforms, if you will, by use of CGI. This can be done flawlessly, by the way. If you guys have seen Man of Steel, in many of the shots, especially during the action sequences, his cape is actually CGI, in case you guys did not know that. So they can really do a lot of things when it comes to clothing in a Star Wars movie. And that's one thing to look forward to as a technique of making Leia seem very different in comparison to The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. They can use that footage and modify it. But in some of the scenes now we know that they don't even have to do that because Todd Fisher said there are scenes in there, tons of minutes worth of footage, that actually serve as great ways to implement it into the story, and it's going to feel like it was shot just yesterday. And that honestly boosts my enthusiasm for the character of Leia being a part of Episode 9. Now, a lot of people have been talking about The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. One of those films, apparently, Carrie Fisher shot a sequence with Adam Driver. Could we actually see a sequence between mother and son in Episode 9? Now, we heard about a description about this a couple of months ago, a reunion scene between both Leia and, of course, Kylo Ren / Ben Solo. So, if that actually does make it to the finalized version of the movie, it seems as so that the rumors that we heard about this a couple of years ago, about The Force Awakens having a sequence between both Leia and, of course, Kylo Ren, could very well make its way back into Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.